So Harley Quinn the movie. Oh wait, did I say Harley Quinn the movie? I meant Birds of Prey, but this is Harley Quinn the movie. Birds of Prey follows Harley Quinn after her and the Joker have broken up, and now she realizes that she's not protected anymore, that anyone can come after her. So it's the movie of her just kind of going about, kind of struggling, kind of going about, because everyone is after her. And it's an interesting enough story because going into it, I didn't give a crap about it. Trailers I thought were terrible. The whole idea of a movie I wasn't really interested in, especially because in Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn was probably my least favorite element about that movie because I just did not enjoy her character at all. She just kept annoying me so much. So the fact that we're getting a solo movie with Harley Quinn, I had no interest whatsoever. But I was pleasantly surprised. This is a movie that just worked for me, like 100%. Everything about this movie just worked for me. Harley Quinn, this movie is so good. She's just really, really interesting in this movie. She breaks the fourth wall a lot, which is something that I'm pretty sure was in the trailer, but I just didn't consider it. Even though I'd probably seen it in the trailer, I just completely forgot about it, and I was just like, oh crap, she's breaking the fourth wall. And just everything about this movie, it just worked for me. All the side characters were all brilliant. The villain as well, Ewan McGregor to me, he always just plays the good guy in my eyes, and he just seems like such a nice guy. So to see him in this movie, like, he doesn't really get his hands dirty in a way, kind of gets his henchmen to do a lot of the stuff. But even at that, I just thought he was such a great villain, and he's probably one of the best villains the DCEU has had, which is kind of sad in a way that the best villain they've had is kind of a lower level villain, because he's not a Doomsday, he's not a General Zod, but he still is one of the best villains they've ever had. And I think Ewan McGregor just does a phenomenal job in this role. And Margot Robbie as the role of Harley Quinn, she's phenomenal in this role. In the first one, I was like, oh, she's okay. But in this movie, she just goes into it, and it just seems like throughout this movie, she is having so much fun, which I just thought was great to actually see. Because even you could see that she was having fun, so it just made me have even more fun with this movie. Well, the action sequences, I don't know if she did all her own stunts. I kind of hope she did, because it looked like she was doing all her own stunts, because this movie was phenomenal. It's very action packed, and there's a scenes like, if you're very squeamish, I wouldn't really recommend it because I'm not really that squeamish. But there was some scenes where I was like, oh crap, I don't want to watch that. Like, there's scenes where you see legs being broken, arms being broken, faces are being literally ripped off throughout this movie. So there is a lot of kind of horror elements in a way. The fact that if you're kind of squeamish, I wouldn't really recommend it, especially because this is an R-rated movie, so they're able to fully go for it, which is something I didn't know we were going to get an R-rated Harley Quinn movie, because it works really well, but it's just not something I thought they were going to green it, because this is inside the DCEU. They try to have the DCEU family friendly, so all like kids can as well go see these movies, which a kid should not see this movie because it's very bloody. I don't think there's many sexual references, but there's a lot of cursing and all that. So I don't think a kid should really go see this movie. But just the action in this movie, I was blown away, and there was so many sequences where I was laughing my head off laughing, especially the guy beside me. Every time a joke come on, he just lost his shit and just kept laughing. It was just a hilarious movie, which again I was not expecting from Birds of Prey, because in the first movie I didn't find Harley Quinn funny, and the fact that I was literally laughing out loud the stuff she did in this movie I thought was great. Like the scenes where she has something, and then the next thing she has something completely different, and the character's like, where the hell did she get that? And they're breaking the fourth wall, especially her character is breaking the fourth wall a lot, which is just really something I was not really expecting at all. So when it comes to Birds of Prey though, if you weren't a fan of Suicide Squad, like, forget about it. It's a completely different movie. This movie is 100 times better than Suicide Squad, because that movie was a mess. But as well, if you're not a fan of the trailers, just see it anyways, because this movie, I was blown away by it. For someone who had no interest in this movie whatsoever, like literally I was tempted to skip this movie because that's how little interest I had. But then I heard all the good reviews about it. I'm like, you know what, I might actually go see it. I'm really glad I did, because I had so much fun in the cinema, and I actually want to go back and see it in cinema just because I had so much fun. All these characters were great, even the hyena, who I'm pretty sure it's called Bruce after Bruce Wayne. Just incredible. I loved the entire movie. I loved all the plots. I love all the characters. Everything about it, I'd highly recommend. So if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and go out and see it. It's not a necessary cinema experience, but of course you'll get to see it as fast as you can. So I would recommend you seeing this as quickly as you can, just because it is a lot of fun. So I would highly recommend it. But if you like this video, click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching. But one last thing, just a little heads up, stay after the credits.